A few times?
6 or 7.
Like, then I was like touching it, it's like, phew, and something like flew out. Mask, like muscle, black.
I'm pretty than a motherfucker, hoes be looking okay. She thinking she fucking with me, is this bitch okay? He said he ain't fucking around, I look at him like okay. I used to be
What's up, AK? Sorry for the delay.
Y'all, we know y'all are very angry with us.
It's not even our fault because we told y'all that y'all needed to get the last video to 10K views.
And we were posted. We on what are we at?
9.9K. So we doing y'all a favor.
Part 2, everybody's so waiting for this juice. That part 2, I'm waiting for part 2. Shit, I've been waiting just like y'all.
A mess. It's 11 o'clock. Well, so let me give y'all a little rundown why it takes so long. So we were waiting for you guys to run the views up, but I had caught the flu 3 weeks ago. Then the next week, we were trying to do it, but I was like working on like New York Fashion Week stuff. And then the week after, I caught like the flu again, like for real this time. So it's just been a lot with my sickness, man. I was so annoyed. I was throwing up, coughing up. It was so annoying, but feeling better today, so that's why we are filming this content.
You look good.
Thank you.
You look better.
I was going through it.
You was going through it, y'all. And I was also going through it. As y'all know, I dropped Menage's Valentine's Day collection.
Woo!
And so I was back and forth from here in Atlanta. And then I've been working too. You know, I have a job. I have a JAB. So, I mean, I'm telling you, it is not easy.
You got a what?
A job.
A what? Spell it.
A JAB.
A JOB. What the heck is going on?
But no. So it has been challenging at times to get content out. As y'all know, when you got busy life, and he's been probably the busiest he's ever been. Yeah,
it's been a lot going on. I had just some projects I just had to work on and finish, but I finished up. I finally got a little breathing room, so
a little tiny bit.
Yes, so I wanted to make sure we were coming on here and giving y'all a good video.
One thing I can say about you is he is serious. Like, he had no time to film or anything, and the moment he got a chance to make the video before we could do it. But well, just for context, y'all know when the reason that the first part is only a part 1 because the camera died on us, so we weren't holding the video hostage and not just posting it. We stopped in the middle of him telling his part. Yeah,
I don't even know where I finished off at because this was the end of January. Now it's the end of February.
Yeah. So that's why we're having to do a new video completely.
Yes, for sure. But look at Kasaun braids. Oh. They look pretty good, huh?
All me. That's right.
Yeah, your hair is growing a lot. I like this style. It's like Pop Smoke meets like Lil Bow Wow.
Ooh.
I like it. It's nice. Let me see. Make sure they're not pulling it too tight, though.
Yeah, they're pulling my hair, y'all.
Yeah. Okay, how you want to start?
Okay, so we left off with me telling my coming out story. Thank y'all all for the, every comment that y'all commented on the last video. It was some funny comments, some heartfelt comments, just a lot of,
Read some of them.
Stuff. I can't read them right now. Oh, you don't want me to read it right now?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
But I guess you just don't want to know.
That's how y'all know he been going through.
But I guess you just don't want to know. Right. I done had a day for every time you call my name.
Some of the top comments on the last video was...
Y'all, let's be honest. Can y'all understand what Kasaun be saying? Don't his words all run together? Y'all, some of his topics in the next video was, like, what is that? Like, I need you to enunciate.
Someone said, I started watching you guys' videos a few days back, and I have watched and rewatched almost all of you guys' videos. Just can't get enough of you. I think I'm hooked. Best couple ever.
Oh,
that was really nice. Somebody said, enjoyed hearing this story and looking forward to the next one. It would also be pretty cool in the future to do a video with either your parents and or siblings and to hear their perspectives as well. Love your channel, love you guys, and keep up the good work.
Oh, that was cute. Next.
Yes. Somebody said, I've listened to so many coming out stories on YouTube, and most of them are just plain boring and ordinary. I really enjoyed yours. The way you laugh at your partner's jokes and comments, that's really cute. You guys got a new subscriber here.
Bingo, and that is where we're going to leave it off at.
Anyway, so let's get into it. So, as y'all know, I did my coming out story, so I'm going to ask Amari. When, I'm going to just ask you a question and just let you take over. I'll ask you a question unless you take over. When did you know that you were kind of into dudes? D-U-D-S.
I don't want to do this no more. Over and out. Oh my gosh. When? Probably since birth. I don't know. Sometimes you feel like you got a feeling. You just get a feeling. Like sometimes, you looking at cousins. You're looking at.
Oh. Cut.
I mean, sometimes you're looking at classmates. Sometimes you're looking at a lot. I mean, you just get a feeling. I think for me, like, when I really, really knew is when, like, Karate Kid came out and, like, Jaden Smith was, like,
No, go ahead. Keep going.
But when Karate Kid came out and, like, Jaden Smith was, like, the lead character, and they came to a point where I'm like, okay, do I want to be this person? Do I want to be like him, or do I want to be with them? So I was just kind of, like, going through that, and then also like Corbin Blue, Disney Channel days.
So that was 2010. Mari was either 9 or 10 years old.
Yes, I was 9 to 10 years old. Very young. But also like Corbin Blue and like Jump In. Like I was always like in the curly hair. I was like, it's weird because it's kind of like a little identity crisis because it's like, okay, do you want to be like this person? Do you want to be with this person?
Knew before then, that was 2007. So he was 6 or 7.
Do you remember Corbin Blue?
He was 6 or 7.
Do you remember Corbin Blue and Jump?
You remember that some shit from 6 and 7 years old.
It's ingrained in my mind.
It's ingrained in your brain.
Have you ever seen Corbin Blue and Jump In?
Yes. I have.
Yes.
I never got that feeling from Corbin Blue.
Yes.
Nobody from Disney Channel gave me that feeling.
Yeah, because you was too busy messing with your mama coworkers.
Only person that gave me
you looking past Disney Channel. You looking at Law and Order.
No, you know who gave me that feeling from
Who?
Disney Channel?
Who?
Devon from That's Alright.
Oh, yeah. Well,
It's
I mean,
you.
Devon.
Y'all don't comment. Does Amari look like Devon? He does.
Me from Disney Channel?
You look like Devon.
You talking about Raven Crush?
Yes.
With the evil sister, every time he'll leave, this sister be like.
Yeah.
But no, that's.
Straight over.
I remember one time she had got into like a cheese or something. She'd be like,
Raven.
Raven. Who would be like, girl, what? Raven would be like,
trying to block a kiss.
Yeah.
Block a kiss, girl.
Devon, big brother. Like, girl, you would change it. But no, that was when I probably first knew, like, definitely Karate Kid, Jada Smith days, or like freaking Corbin Blue Jump In days. I was like, I don't know if I want to be like this person or be with this person. And yeah, I think that's when I first knew that I like dudes.
And then, so when was it where you started to experience that, like on a physical
level? I mean, probably like, what do you mean, like on a physical level? Like feeling something?
Yeah, feeling something, or just watching something. Anything.
Watching something. I'm trying to figure out what was the first time I watched something. Probably like, I don't really remember the first time I've watched something, but I just know that like, I remember I went over one of my friends. So you know how you have close friends, like your dad, and your dad has close friends, and your mama has close friends.
Dad.
Yeah. My dad has close friends, and so the close friend would be like my uncle, or my mama have a close friend, and my mama close friend would be like my auntie.
Okay.
And I remember, like, I think I went over like one of my uncles at the time's house, and they had like DVDs. Like back in the day, they had like DVDs or magazines.
It's giving old time. Old time cat.
No, old time cat. And I remember like looking at one of the magazines, and they were like Ooh, you know he still be going live on TikTok.
I know, I see that. I be watching his lives on TikTok, and he just going through it. I used to think I wanted to be Arquez. Oh, that scared me.
Did I go Arquez? How you doing? You say you used to want to be.
I used to think that that's what I wanted to be like, because back in like 2012, 13 or whatever, I just felt like he was the most attractive person on the internet, and I was like, that's me. That didn't age well. I mean, I love me some Arquez. He was a legend, but yeah, I'm like,
why you think he a legend?
In the scene, like in the sex, in the community.
In the community.
Community legend. But
I've never watched a video from Arquez until you said so.
Because there's not a lot out there. He got a lot of them guys.
No, it's because it's like back in the day.
The shade.
My time was more so XL. Chino addiction.
Oh my God, he's obsessed with everything. All three of them that he's named. Okay, go ahead.
So, yeah, I mean, my first like physical experience. I mean, I was like I said, I seen like videos and like magazines at my uncle's house that one time, and it just led to my curiosity. Then I like got access to like phones and like iPads. So, I mean, you look stuff up. I mean, stuff. You get some ads.
What was you looking at?
Huh?
What was you looking at?
I was looking up probably like, I mean, I don't know. I also was at school. Like I was also.
You was looking it up at school?
No, I'm saying but my classmates was though.
You was looking it up at school?
My classmates was. They were looking up like I can't say that stuff, but they were looking at tubes and like they were looking it up and they would watch it at school. And I remember like. I'll never forget, I was at summer camp when I was probably like 11 or 12 years old. Yes. I used to be at summer camp. I used to be at summer camp in Florida. No, look, I was in summer camp in Florida, and I remember like these kids, like the kids. Yes, in Florida. And I remember the kids would kind of like have explicit conversations. I would just listen because I wasn't really like that type of kid. And I would say the first time like I probably had like physical experience was maybe when I was like 12. I was watching like, of course.
That was way earlier than me.
What, 12?
12.
Maybe like 12 or 14. I mean, you don't know. I just remember I remember I was in my room. I was in my room and I was watching something I had no business watching.
What was you watching?
At the time, I think it was like Mask, like Muscle, Black. And yeah, I remember it was some dude named like Bobby. It was like Bobby something back in the, no. It was some dude named Bobby. No. What's his name? Bobby? He was like real super muscular, and he like used to like do content with one dude who had like a ring.
Oh, a ring of what?
Like a ring.
Ring
piercing.
What? On what?
Yeah.
On the thing?
Yeah. And I remember I used to watch those videos. In front. Oh. And I used to watch those videos. I used to be like, whoa. And I remember one time when I was watching it, like I did not like, I think I touched myself like, I was like touching it. And it's like, phew. And something like flew out. And I'm like, whoa, that felt good. But what is that? Like, I didn't know what it was. So I did it again, figure out some more, do some more research, did it again. Probably did it about 5 times. And that probably was the first time I like physically like touched.
So the first time you J.O.'d it was 5 times in a row? Yes. Wow. I feel like that's a frequent experience. Yeah, it was stuck. It wasn't stuck actually. It was out. Unstuck. It shot out, and I was so excited. I'm like, whoa, that felt good because it's like you a kid, you exploring. I was exploring. I'm like, wow, this is exciting. Okay. And then I touched myself. It shot out, and that's when I knew. All right, so at the time, were your parents aware of this?
Of what?
What was going on?
Like me experiencing what I was experiencing? Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I feel like when I was a kid, like the signs probably was there. Like I used to be in the sandbox playing while a lot of other kids was playing basketball. I was in the sandbox with like the girls. Like, I remember, I'll never forget, like my best friends at elementary school, like Anaya, Bryceland, and Peyton. Bryceland and Peyton were like twins.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all. Hey, Bryson. Hey, Peyton. Hey, Anaya. And I used to be in the sandbox, like, laughing with them because I thought, like, they was hilarious. Like, everything they were saying was funny to me. But I also had, like, dude friends, too. But I think, like, what a sign could be was, like, I don't know. I feel like I was just a quiet kid. And you know them quiet kids, you always kind of got to look at sideways. Like, even when I would spend time with, like, my cousins and my grandma, like, I would always kind of be, like, siloed off. Or, like, I would kind of listen to the conversations that, like, my parents, like, my grandma, my aunties was having.
Yeah, they really mean, they really emo, or they really gay?
Yeah. One of those, yeah. I think I probably 2 or 3, 2 out of 3. I was definitely like a standoff kid. Even if you meet me now, like I'm a little private. I'm a little more open, but I was like quiet. Like, yeah. You just kind of knew like something was like, these other kids cool, but something off with that one. Something off. And when you from the South, like that's how it is. Like when you from the South, like you stand out like a sore thumb. Like, of course kids would say stuff here and there, but they didn't really know.
Florida's not just the South. Florida's just Florida.
Yeah, Florida.
Like,
when you from Florida, first of all, that is when I was growing up, and that was just not accepted at all. So I think a part of me being quiet was me having like my own thoughts, like questioning my sexuality. Also, like I grew up in a Baptist home, like a Baptist family. Like we went to the Baptist church. I got baptized at like 9. So you gotta,
really?
Yeah. I got like baptized at 9. So
who did that? Your grandma?
Nah, my mama actually did.
What?
Me and my mama got baptized the same day.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I got baptized too a few times.
A few times? What, did they work the first time?
I just remember getting baptized. I used to think it was just...
They had to dip you again. They're like, let me just make sure. Do
I used to ask to get baptized. Because I used to
really?
get into a whole lot of
They shouldn't have did that. Because if you ask them to get baptized again and again and again, that junk ain't working.
Well, go ahead.
I got baptized at 9 with my mama. And I just would remember being in church and just feeling so like guilty about the feelings that I'm feeling. And I would just feel like every time the pastor says something around like misbehaving or saying something around like sexuality, although I was young, I could still like conceptualize a lot of that stuff. And I just kind of felt like he was talking to me. Yeah. You know what I mean? I was just, every time I went, and you notice, if you went to a Baptist church and you from the South, like, that's how they kind of make you feel. Like, they make you...
I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
You're doing it right. Come up out of there.
Yeah. I would feel like I'm kind of like, everybody in the church is looking at me. And even when because I don't know why, but every time the pastor said something that I felt related to me, it's like he just make eye contact with me. And I'm like... What you know?
That was a guilty conscience.
It was a guilty conscience for sure.
It was.
But I mean, I think my parents, like, first time they probably knew something was up was like.
Ooh, it's getting juicy.
No, like, first time maybe it was like. I feel like they probably had their suspicions in maybe like middle school, cause I used to. Yeah, not because I did anything. I think it's mainly because of like my friend group. Like I always like had friends with like a bunch of girls, and that's kind of like a clear telltale sign. Like when you're younger, like and like I said, yeah, that's a good point. Like not everybody, but for me, like I always was friends with like a bunch of women, but it wasn't. A lot of women also liked me too, so that was kind of like, yeah, that was kind of like the confusing point, because it's like, okay, are you hanging around them because they like you? And that's normally what it was. They'd be like, these girls just like you, or like, are you hanging around them? Like, because I mean, I enjoyed being around them. They enjoyed being around me. So it wasn't like I'm like, ooh, like I want to talk about what the girls talk about. But
even to this day, his number one best friend is a girl.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh no, you gotta do with best friend.
I gotta do with best friend.
Like, yeah, you should. Keep them girls around.
Yeah, and I think that is a big flag, because I remember my grandma used to be like, Mara, so which one do you date? I'm like, oh, I don't date any of them. She was like, she'd be like, that don't sound right. You got all these friend girls, but you don't date none of them? She'd be like, That's an old like Southern Baptist that's response. Like that's every time you do something and they think something up, they be like,
Yeah, I come from that too. My grandma and granddad, they was just my granddad especially. I mean, when I tell you, he used to call and my brother names.
But he used to call y'all.
I can't say it on YouTube.
Oh, goodness. Whew. But that make you get real tough skin too, though.
Right? He says, it definitely made us build tough skin. But you never prepared. Even if you do have tough skin and you hear that from your family, it's still a lot stepping out to the world.
Yes.
And introducing who you are to the world.
Yes.
You got millions of eyes on you. And everybody has this perception of, however they perceive things.
Yeah. I remember my mama had this one cousin. I don't know if he's still alive or not. I think his name, I ain't gonna say his name on here, but he was gay. And he, like, the family kind of like exiled him. Like, they made it seem like he was like super nasty or like they didn't want to be around him. And
Uncle Johnny.
Huh?
Yeah, Uncle Johnny.
Made my dress, yes. No, I definitely had like a gay family member, and
That's so cool. I would love to have met them.
I think they're still around, but I'm just saying, like, I just remember growing up, and I was young, so it's like I couldn't really, like, I knew what was going on, but I didn't really know what was going on. Like, I would hear kind of side conversations like, oh, you can't be around what's her name, or you can't eat after what's her name, and it kind of made me feel, like, bad about that. And that situation, like how they would be making him feel, but also like how I would be looked at, And I think, parents and like family members weren't like super aware, like kids be listening to everything. Kids know a lot. So when I was growing up, like I remember 9, 10, 11, you're like at family gatherings, like they would kind of be like, oh yeah, what's the name finna come around, or what's the name cook the macaroni. And I think one time like he had my cousin or like my mom's cousin had like cooked some macaroni, and like one of my aunties like threw up from it. I'm like, damn, like he might be sick, you know what I mean? Like it might be like, this might be nasty, it might be like a curse. And I remember, I never forget, I'm like, I used to pray the gay away, like make sure that I'm kind of like, cause of course, like my family, once they found out little bits and pieces, they was not happy. Like, it was hard kind of growing up, but mainly because I'm in my head a lot and I don't really communicate a lot. So I didn't really have my community. I just talked to kind of like my cousins and like my parents, not about what I was going through, but like I would just kind of mask my experiences like growing up.
So tell them about the story where you got stopped by the cops.
I can't tell that story.
Why not?
By the cops?
Yes.
No, that's cleared from my record. I'll tell them, I'm going to cut this part out.
It's okay to say that you got stopped by the cops.
Okay.
You got stopped by the cops.
So in high school.
Call the po-po.
In high school, it was like these two guys everybody went to high school. No. Middle school. And middle school.
The story where you got caught in the star. What's everyone? But you go.
It was in middle school. I think everybody growing up, they had like very open gay people that went to their school. Yeah. At least I did. Mm-hmm. You did you?
Yeah.
I remember I had 2 black dudes.
I was one of them.
No, Kasaun was. Kasaun had like green eye contacts. He had green eye contacts. He would have a ponytail that sit on top of his head. Like, ooh. It would have called him cotton candy. But I remember in middle school, like there was 2 open gay guys, like very, very open. Mm-hmm. And like you just knew they was gay. You know what I mean? And I was like, ooh, like I feel the same way they feel, but I can't let them know. You know what I mean? But I remember once I got to like high school, I had hit one of them up. Yeah. And I was just like, kind of like talking to him like, hey, like I always kind of felt this way about you. Like, what's up with you? Like, what's going on?
Oh.
And yeah, I mean, we FaceTimed like twice. I had like a tablet at the time that I FaceTime off of. And I was kind of FaceTiming him like, hey, like, your hormones rush. I'm probably like 15 at the time. I'm like, let me come see you. And he was like, okay.
Come see them. What y'all was gonna do?
I don't know, but I was excited. And mind you, at the time, I was in like Tallahassee, and he lived in like Bainbridge or something. And I'm like, ooh, okay, I'm finna come see you. Mind you, I'm 15. I don't have a car. But you know who had my car? My mama did. Oh. My mama had a car. So I remember one night, like I had a window. Oh. I had a window in my room where I could kind of lift up, and the window was to like the parking lot. So I remember like once everybody was asleep, I teeter-tot, teeter-tot, I teeter-tot, and I got them keys, and then I teeter-tot, I teeter-tot.
They're trying to sneak out the house.
Yes, I did sneak out the house. Actually, I took them keys. I snuck out the house a couple of times. Yeah. I took them keys. I raised. Yes, I took them keys. I rose up my
Did you ever take
bedroom
the car
door
when you snuck out?
Huh?
You ever take the car when you snuck out before?
Yeah, that's the story I'm telling.
I'm saying. So
oh wait, what?
Like before, when you say you snuck out a few times, before this situation, had you been successfully sneaking out and taking the car?
No, I think this time just like I'm just gonna risk it all.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I think I was gonna risk it all. So I had got my mama car, and I had like hopped out the window, and I closed it to where I could still open it. And I remember I started the car because I think at the time my mama would help. She would let me drive back home from school, so I was experiencing driving. I just never drove by myself. So I remember opening up the window and hopping out. And I remember I drive on the phone with him. I'm like, hey, like I'm on the way to see you. Like,
how far is he?
I don't know. It was like maybe like 25 minutes. He was on the other side of town. And I was like, I'm on my way to see you. I was like, yeah, I'm on the way to see you. So we was on the phone and I'm driving. And as I'm driving, you know, I'm excited. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm like, okay, I know how to get from point A to point B. So I'm driving, then I hear whoop whoop behind me. So I'm like, oh shoot. I'm like, hey, I'm on the phone. I'm like, hey, like the police just stopped me. Like I'm pulling over, whatever. So the police stopped me. Mind you, I'm 15 at the time. So the police stops me, and they come up to the side of the car, and no, I'm sorry, I'm lying. They like whoop whoop. I pull over. The police stop me. And when I pull over, I like kind of turn the car off. Mind you, I'm freaking the hell out because my parents don't know that I have the car. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is a mess. Like what have I got myself into? So I like start the car and then I turn it off. And then the police turn the car off. And then if you know me, sometimes I'm very impulsive. So I'm like, you know what? I think I can get away. So once they turned the damn police car off, I sped. Now I don't know, but I turned that car back on and I sped off. My mama had like this Ford Edge at the time. I sped that car off, and then I like it was a tight turn. I was on the Southwood. I turned left, and that car leaned on one side, and I was turning, and that thing flipped back over. Then I ran from the police. I didn't realize they wasn't behind me at the time, but my crazy self, I pulled up to the fire station and turned the car off. So I pulled up to the fire station, turned the car off, and then I kept seeing a police car go by 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. I'm just on the phone with the boy. I'm like, yeah, like I just had to get away from the police. I'm like, I can't come. I can't come no more. Like I'm about to go home. Like I just want to go to sleep and act like this never happened. I'm like, Lord, am I dreaming? Like please let me wake up right now.
If y'all know anything about Amari, everything gets amplified. So I just know
yes, freaking out. I was freaking out because I'm just like, Lord, I just ran from the police. Like I didn't know. So mind you, like I like turned. So the police had passed like one more time. Then I'm like, okay, they passed by 4 times. Like I should be good to go. Mind you, like they passed by 4 times. Clearly, like they're looking for me. Like best thing I could have did was probably leave the car and walk home. But I turned the car on. And then as I turned the car on, I seen like the police kind of like back up. He backed up until like the fire department. He kind of seen me, so I backed the car up. So at the fire department, it was like an entrance right here and an entrance right here. I was like parked right here. And then the police was kind of like backing up like this. So he had backed up, and then he had tried to come in the fire department like right here. And I got nervous, so I tried to speed out. So I backed up the car into the fire truck. I backed up into the fire truck, and then I seen like some firefighters kind of peek out to see what was going on. And I tried to like drive out of the fire department like parking lot, but I realized it was blocked. Like, I didn't realize that I said it was an entrance here and an entrance here. No, it was one entrance. This part was just more parking spots. It was like a big square. So I tried to pull out. I'm like, God damn it, like I'm stuck. So the police pulls within the fire department, like, parking lot. And I'm like, you know what, I got to kind of talk. I got to talk to him.
No,
like,
you can't talk.
So I get out. I'm like, you know what, this is a big misunderstanding. Like, I want to make sure, like, I talk to him and, you know, get this situation resolved. So I got out the car and then I walk. I'm like, hey, like, I'm so sorry. Like get your hands on the ground. Put your hands on the ground. I'm like, ah. And then I'm on the phone with the boy and I fall down to the ground. I'm like, if you move, I will shoot you. And it's funny enough, I was scared as hell. He was like, if you move, I will shoot you. Like, put your hands on the ground. I'm like, And then the boy was like, what's going on? Like, what is going on? Like, are you okay? I'm like, mama. If you move, I will shoot you. And I was like, damn. Oh my gosh, like this is scary. So I was so scared. Like I was like holding my breath. I was like, if you move, I will shoot you. I was like, Amari, if you move, you're gonna die. You're gonna die. I'm like, damn, that bullet gonna hurt. So I'm on the ground.
That's what I always think about. I'm like, I get shot, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, so I was on the ground and he ended up like putting me in the back of the police car. He was like, reading me my Miranda rights. He was like, whose car are you driving? I'm driving my mama's car. He was like, call him up. So I had called him up, my parents up, and they was like, Mari, what is going on? Like, what are you doing?
He had some good parents. Even today, y'all, they so super chill with him.
They was just like,
because he didn't get whooped, he didn't get disciplined.
I did not get whooped.
He didn't get disciplined.
I did not get whooped growing up.
What happened that day when they came and got you?
Well, they was like, they was just like, well, you know, Mom, what's going on? I was like, well, I just went for a drive. They're like, son, you can't do that. You can't do that. Like, you can't take the car. You can't do that, son. They was like, but you're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. You just can't do that, son.
Why that sound like that?
my dad came and was like, you all right? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, all right. They're like, where you going to take him? They're like, we're going to take him to the police station. So they kind of took me to like the juvie, like police station. My parents, I was so sad because I ain't have my phone. The boys were still waiting on me. I'm like, Lord, they about to find out. We about to go see this boy. I was just like, God, dog. Yeah. So I got to the police station. They kind of took my clothes. And they took my phone. I'm like, Lord have mercy, Jesus. They took a picture of me. Long story short, like, situation got resolved. Like, I ended up going home. My parents were just like, what's going on? Like, why did you take the car? Like, what you got going on? And I ain't say nothing. I'm like, I'm not going to say anything.
Like Dallas?
Yeah, I didn't say anything because I'm just like, no. Like, y'all know. I was just
no answers.
No answers. So they took my phone.
Y'all, for context, that's how his brother is.
My little brother is be mute.
Asking his brother questions and he'll just be like,
yeah, I was just like, I don't know. Y'all ever seen that video of that girl who she was like, her mama was like, pay for it. She's like, no, I don't know. No, I don't know. No, I don't know. She's like, pay for it. She'd be like, eat her. No money. Oh my God, that's how it was. It was like Marvel. I'm like, no, I don't know. No, I don't know. But anyway, they ended up taking my phone. They were seeing some stuff. They're just like shaking their head, like Mara. Like they gave me a stern talking to. I remember my dad was like, "Do you know the different diseases that you could get and the STIs?" And he scared me.
So they figured out you was talking to this guy.
Yeah.
And so okay.
But after that, I didn't talk to him. I'm like, I'm good. We ended up linking later in life, but.
Clock that.
I was like, yeah, about that. Like, he was like, yeah, that was weird. Are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
You okay?
Yeah. Well, I haven't definitely learned from that moment, but that was definitely scary. That was definitely scary.
So, of all your experience, where do you stand today with your sexuality journey?
I'm with you.
Yes, but I'm saying with the world.
What do you mean?
Where do you stand with the world?
I don't understand the question.
What do you consider yourself as? What do you tell people that you are? How do people interact with you today?
Well, I feel like I say what I identify as. I don't know. I don't really put a label on it, honestly. I just kind of like...
This is mine.
Huh?
You just mine.
I'm just mine. Yeah.
You just mine.
Oh yeah, yours.
I'm just mine. That was real slick.
Nah. Yeah, I'm yours. I don't really label myself, but when we're on social media, so sometimes people like briefly talk about it at work, and I used to try not to bring it up at all, but now I feel like in the North, it's a little different. Like I feel like it's such a
Culture, like,
it's such a melting pot where it's just like it's so many different people up here where I won't say it's accepted, but it's like everybody kind of like mind their business. Whereas in the South, you stand out like a sore thumb. So of course it's a little. I kind of got like not trauma, but I try to protect myself up here. Whenever somebody asks me, like I don't give too much. I kind of give some context. If you see something on Instagram, you ask me about it, like I'll answer. But I'm private. I'm definitely private. It's like if you know, you know. Like I'll definitely post Kasaun. So when you see him, it's like of course you know. But I don't really like. I don't know. I don't let a lot of people in. I'm just protected like that, and it's mainly because I grew up in the South, and a lot of people use that information against you. So that's the real reason why I'm like quiet and private. But yeah, I feel like I don't really put a label on myself. Like I like both, you know. There you go.
Trade vibes.
Trade vibes. Yeah.
Okay. Good. That was a good story.
Thank you.
That was a good story.
Yeah. I'll say this though, like I really want to say this to any kid that's growing up, that's having the same feelings that, I was having, or Kasaun was having. Like, don't feel like you are any lesser than anybody, within your life, any of your peers. Like, don't ever feel like you're lesser than. Like, you have value. Don't make nobody make you feel bad for the feelings that you're feeling either. I wish somebody kind of told me this when I was younger, but like, you feeling the feelings that you are for a reason. Like, granted, like I'm not gonna talk about like religious beliefs or anything, but God loves all of us. Like He pours into all of us. Like He's guiding all of us. You gotta have faith that He is guiding you. It's your journey. You can't tell nobody how to act or how to react to your journey. But stay close to the ones that love you. Stay close to the ones that support you. Stay close to your board of support, like the people who have shown you countless times again, like, hey, I got your back through whatever. Stay close to those individuals, because that's what I do. Like, I probably got 3 or 4 friends that I talk to every single day, because that's who I feel supports me, and that makes me feel safe. It makes me feel safe. It makes me feel like protected. It makes me feel loved. So be yourself. You're going to find those people. Don't try to go out and find them. Like, they'll come to you. You'll have genuine connections. Like, make sure that you just appreciate them,
Yeah, I like that. And I feel like we're in a time in our democracy and just in the world in America right now where it can be really scary to be who you are and to show up as yourself every single day. And there's actually things that's going against you doing that. But just know that, like he said, God loves us all. Continue to live in your truth, and don't be scared, because people respect authenticity, and they respect when you are just who you are. For some reason, you think that when you show up as you, people are not going to respect you, but they respect you. So just keep that in mind, and know that you do have a community of people that are always going to be supporting you, praying for you, looking out for you. And like, if me and Amari can do anything personally to help you on your journey, just message us, let us know. We're always open to talking to people, responding to people. We're never going to get too big for anything to talk to people that are like us, or not just have to be like us, but anybody. Like, we're normal guys too. You know what I'm saying? And just reach out if you ever really want to talk or whatever. And
for sure. For sure, you right on. So, yeah.
Good story.
Good story time?
Good story time.
All right. Do you have the information that you need?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank y'all for supporting. We almost at 10K subscribers. So, get us to 10K, y'all. We almost there. So, next video. We don't really want to make y'all wait, but y'all got to get this one to 10K. Like, y'all got Kasaun's 10K, y'all to get mine 10K. So, post it. Peace out, AK.